The 2022 Victorian Architecture Awards are proudly supported by the Australian Institute of Architects National Corporate Partners, BlueScope and Taubmans, Alspec, Dulux and Brickworks, Bondorm and Techno, Lysart, Fielders and Bosch, Plan Cover and Architecture Media, as well as the Victorian chapter partners, Bait Smart, Mackay Timber, Partridge, Littlehampton Bricks and Pavers, University of Melbourne, Heritage Council of Victoria, City of Melbourne, Office of the Victorian Government Architect and Crefeld.
Well, hello and welcome to the 2022 Victorian Architecture Awards. It's great to be back, celebrating architecture across the state. I know we're joined tonight by viewers across Victoria and indeed Australia, and I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of country on the many lands we're gathered on this evening, and pay respect to elders past, present and emerging. And to begin the awards announcements with an acknowledgement of country, I'd like to introduce Sarah Lynn Rees, Associate and Lead Indigenous Advisor at Jackson Clements Burrows Architects, Lecturer at Monash University and Co-Chair of the Institute's First Nations Advisory Working Group.
On behalf of the EAA, I would like to acknowledge Wurundjeri Woi-wurrung country and peoples as the traditional custodians of the country I am within now and where we will be coming together later this evening. I pay my respects to the elders and knowledge holders who have cared for this country since time immemorial, and I extend this acknowledgement to peoples of the Eastern Kulin Nation who have deep connections to these places through time. Tonight we are gathering for the purpose of connection and celebration. A distinctive characteristic of the Victorian architecture community is our connection to and care for each other. Our culture of gathering and celebrating together has been challenged by the events of the last few years, so it will be genuinely wonderful to be back together in a room sharing the same space in a few short hours. I would like to preemptively congratulate everyone that will receive an award tonight, and while sitting in this space of congratulations, also take a moment to reflect on the responsibility we hold as people who shape country through our work, specifically to remember the before country. Where we will gather later this evening was once a wetland, a place of life connected through flux to the Birrarung, a river who is patiently waiting for the day we all realise our impacts of our profession have had on her health and her rights, and take on our responsibility to care for her through our actions. The birds, the fish and the insects whose homes have been modified for human gain, and the river confined to limit its risk to humans. The wetlands infilled to create more land surface for our buildings, and the lands carved with invisible lines and commodified. The path of the winds forever change. The slow and constant change of country halted by our actions. I say these things as it's important for us to remember before country, a time for country that we can't go back to in whole, that our professions of the past have changed without knowledge or understanding of her rights. Each one of us carries a responsibility to heal country with every project that we undertake. If I can ask you to take away one thing from tonight, I ask you that for every project that you undertake from now on, to give due respect to country and treat her as your client, and really think about what that means. Please have a wonderful evening of celebration and connection, and I'll see you all at the after party.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Well, we have a very big night ahead of us. We'll be seeing 136 shortlisted projects and entrants across the awards and prizes categories, and there are many announcements ahead. 7 prizes, 19 commendations, 28 awards and 13 named awards. I'd like to acknowledge and thank all the many jurors for their time, consideration and deliberations this year, and in particular the Chair of Juries, Rosemary Burne. Now, within the main awards categories, the juries can bestow 3 types of recognition. Commendations are recognitions of excellence. Awards are given to projects that are exceptional in design and execution. And named awards are the highest honour that can be bestowed in each category. Now, I know many of the members are getting ready right now for the after party, which will be starting at 8 p.m. tonight. But if you're an entrant, just a reminder to stay close to Skype during the stream, as we'll be aiming to cross live to the winners of the named awards and prizes for a quick chat. And we'll be doing our very best to finish up well in time for everyone to get to the event tonight. So the crosses will be just a little shorter than in previous years. We have about 17 calls to make, and we don't want anyone to be running late this evening. So let's get into it with the very first announcement, the Bates Smart Award for Architecture in Media. And to tell us a bit about the award and introduce the nominees, I'd like to hand over to Bates Smart Director, Mark Healy.
Thanks, Viv. Bates Smart are very proud to encourage, recognise and promote the media discussion of architecture and design within Australia. Congratulations to the 11 entrants. Let's take a look at the nominees for the Bates Smart Architecture in the Media Award.
After the Australian Ugliness by Naomi Stead, Tom Lee, Ewan McEwen and Megan Patty. Inflection Volume 8 Presence by Michaela Prinotto, Kate Donaldson and Manning McBride. Gert, the Podcast by Monique Woodward, Director of Wowoa Architecture, and Nick Brunston, Creative Director of Nick Brunston. Robin Boyd, Late Works by Peter Raisbeck, MSD, and Christine Phillips, RMIT. Archimist Podcast S4 Hero Phenomena by Kimberly Hui. Archi Marathon by Archi Marathon. Kirsten Thompson Architects, Encompassing People and Place by Professor Leon van Schaik, School of Architecture and Urban Design, RMIT University. Robin Boyd Foundation Virtual Tour Collection, Walsh Street, Greg Burgess Studio and Manning Clark House by Robin Boyd Foundation. Union Magazine by Gemma Savio. Architecture, Building and Planning, Melbourne School of Design, Public Events, Exhibitions and Lectures 2021 by Professor Donald Bates, Chair of Architectural Design and Associate Dean, Engagement. And A Cinematic Vision, The Architecture of Howard Lawson by Virginia Blue, Public Record Office, Victoria. Thanks, Mark. And there are 3 announcements for this award. The Bates Smart Architecture in Media Advocacy Award is presented to Robin Boyd Foundation Virtual Tour Collection, Walsh Street, Greg Burgess Studio and Manning Clark House by the Robin Boyd Foundation. The State Award goes to Inflection Volume 8 Presence by Michaela Prinotto, Kate Donaldson and Manning McBride. And the National Bates Smart Award for Architecture in Media goes to Union Magazine by Gemma Savio. Congratulations to the winning projects, and thank you, Bates Smart, for your support of this award. Well, the next announcement is the Emerging Architect Prize, supported by BlueScope, and we'll be hearing from Margot Bond shortly. This prize recognises an individual or collaboration's contribution to architectural practice, education, design excellence and community involvement, advancing the profession's role within the public arena. I'd like to give a big shout out to Jackie Alexander and Ben Sheridan, last year's prize recipients. And to say a few words and announce the winner, it's my pleasure to hand over to the Victorian Chapter President and Jury Chair for this prize, Bill Krotiris.
Thanks, Viv. Welcome everyone and thank you for streaming into this year's awards event. This stream tonight is the culmination of another successful Victorian Architecture Awards program. This year, our exhibition of entries was hosted by Melbourne University in the atrium of Melbourne School of Design. This coincided with Melbourne Design Week and provided a wonderful opportunity for public engagement with the awards event. On behalf of our institute, we are sincerely grateful and extend our thanks to the University of Melbourne for their extraordinary assistance in making this exhibition possible. We are also equally grateful and thank you to all of our long-standing partners who continue to support and actively engage with the institute to ensure that these awards take place and continue to strengthen within our profession and the broader industry. This year we saw one of the largest number of entries of the Victorian Chapter Awards, albeit within this hybrid model that we have become accustomed to in recent years. While the entries were significant in number, the quality of field was also very high. I would like to thank all of our jurors, the jury chairs, and the chair of juries, Rosemary Burne. We heard from many juries about the particularly outstanding quality of this year's field, as evidenced in the notably large shortlist, the biggest in the country. In some awards categories, almost half of the submissions were visited in person by the jury to garner a better appreciation of the completed quality of design. Our awards program represents a vital and illustrative part of the work the Victorian chapter does every day to deliver member value, advocate on behalf of the profession, offer respected leadership and advance a strong and viable institute. In concluding, I was once again privileged to sit on the jury of the EmAGN Architect Prize. I was joined by Jackie Alexander, Ben Sheridan and Hayden Federico in reviewing and deliberating on a quality field of nominations, all of whom are contributing back to the industry, our industry, so early in their career. This year's winner of the EmAGN Architect Prize is Daniel Moore.
The jury applauds Daniel's prolific and generous contributions to advancing the culture of architecture in Victoria. His commitment to engaging with the wider community in critical issues confronting the built environment has been demonstrated not only through his media projects, but also through his architectural work at Open Creative Studio, where he has introduced a number of contractual innovations to incentivise high performance, biophilic and environmentally responsible design. He continues to mentor in the industry, whilst also providing multiple platforms for emerging architects through the New Architects Melbourne NAM Forum, his podcast series Hearing Architecture, as an architectural educator, and through his involvement with the EmAGN Committee. Congratulations, Daniel Moore. And I'm absolutely delighted to be joined now live by Daniel Moore, who's got a big smile as that citation was playing. Daniel, how does it feel to receive this prize?
Oh, it's absolutely flabbergasting. I spend so long trying to advocate for emerging architects, and I know that the field of other emerging architects who must have submitted this year would have been absolutely phenomenal. So I'm quite humbled to actually have won this prize because, I just know how incredible the work is that emerging architects are doing out there in the profession. So, I'm just, so humbled and really thrilled. It's amazing.
Now, Daniel, is there anyone that you'd like to particularly acknowledge or thank or give a shout out to tonight?
Oh my goodness, the list is so long. I was actually thinking about that on my bike ride today, where I was like, gosh, if I actually win, I'm going to be here for hours thanking everyone. Everyone that I've been working with and collaborating with, New Architects Melbourne, especially Eugenia Tan and Jeremy McLeod from Breathe, who established New Architects Melbourne. They're absolutely phenomenal, but all those guys are amazing. Everyone on the EmAGN committee, just phenomenal people, and just the amount of effort and time everyone puts into all of these initiatives that we do as extracurricular activities is just amazing. I'm always so thrilled and excited by the amount of time that people want to put in when we put together some ideas that might be new and innovative, that people want to give up some time to be a part of it. So I just want to thank everyone with EmAGN and the amazing people at the Institute too. I mean, Tim Leslie, Michael Linky, Claudia McCarthy, Madeline Jenkins, they're just all so amazing at how much they're supporting architects and advocating for the industry on so many different levels. And I could go on all night if you gave me the time, but I better cut it off there because there's just too many amazing people that I'd love to thank.
Well, you've done very well so far, and of course there is going to be the after party at 8 o'clock tonight. I'm under strict instructions to keep things short, but can I ask, will you be headed to the party tonight?
Absolutely. I've got a different pair of glasses that I've already bought to be like my party glasses, so they're going to be on. But I'll definitely be heading down, and I can't wait to party with everyone and to just Yeah, acknowledge everyone's incredible work over the last couple of years. You know, the projects that have been completed throughout COVID. You know, it's just amazing that everyone's, you know, picked themselves up, kept the projects going, and delivered such an amazing high quality of work. So yeah, I can't wait to be at the after party and can't wait to see everyone and congratulate everyone on a great year of work. It's amazing.
Brilliant. Well, look, congratulations once again. I'll leave you now to have a fantastic night.
Yeah, thank you. My wife's about to pop the cork on the champagne, so thank you very much.
And now to the COLORBOND Award for Steel Architecture, also supported by BlueScope. And I'd like to hand over to Margot Bonne from BlueScope, who's sent through this message.
Thanks, Viv, and hello everyone. On behalf of BlueScope, I thank you for all your support. We are so honoured to assist you in creating such groundbreaking projects that truly celebrate Australian steel. Now, let's take a look at the 5 projects in the running for this year's COLORBOND Award for Steel Architecture.
Autumn House by Studio Bright. Lilydale Heights College, Sustainability Hub, Town Square and Sports Pavilion by Harrison and White. Monash Robotics Lab by Studio Bright. Plaza of Holy Angels Mausoleum by Harmer Architecture. And Puffing Billy Lakeside Visitor Centre by Terroir. 5 great nominees there, and thanks for that message, Margot. Well, the jury have awarded a commendation to Monash Robotics Lab by Studio Bright. Congratulations, Studio Bright. And the 2022 COLORBOND Award for Steel Architecture goes to Autumn House by Studio Bright. Autumn House is a refined exploration of a steel frame and expanded mesh, attentively crafted in a layered design response to a complex site. A material composition typically used in more industrial settings, the steelwork delicately holds the architectural form and allows for a dialogue between the existing mature elm tree and the new autumnal growth of the addition. The success of Autumn House is demonstrated in the innovative manipulation of industrial material in a warm and intimate residential setting. Congratulations, Studio Bright. And I'm joined now by a very surprised-looking team from Studio Bright who have scooped the pools in the COLORBOND category. Congratulations, guys.
Oh, thank you so much. That was really incredible to see both Autumn House and Monash Robotics up there as well. We're just really delighted. It's just fantastic.
Well, look, congratulations. Now, the juries noted in their citation that this was a particularly complex site. I know it's a big question, but what were you most hoping to achieve with this project?
With the house, I think trying to create a refuge for this family. It's a pretty gritty inner urban site, and so a lot of the project is about creating a kind of refuge, but also about some generosity to the laneway and the street. So really it's about home, but also the larger urban gesture. And so certainly the steel... No, you go.
No. This award is, of course, obviously about the innovative and exceptional use of steel. So what would you like to cover on that point, Mel?
Well, just it was a really key component, I think, you know, in the architecture. The steel is really like an upper level arbour that does many things. It shades and protects the interior from, with privacy and from the sun, but also it's a structure for plants to grow and give back to the laneway. So that was a really important aspect.
And anyone that you'd like to acknowledge or thank?
I really would. I'm sitting here with Maya, who is the project architect, and Maya really agonised over every single detail, and she was backed up by an incredible team at Studio Bright. So, of course, Maya, but also our clients. You can't make a house like this without really incredible clients, and Ian and Rowan you really are our favourites. And you know, just thanks so much. Thanks to COLORBOND, but also this is a project that we detailed to the millimetre, and you can't get these results without an incredible builder. So Ian Proven as well, thank you very much. And lastly, COLORBOND and the jury. What an amazing thing to see both of our projects recognised tonight.
Well, look, I've been doing this for a while, Mel and Maya, and I don't think I've ever seen a practice take out pretty much every award there was in this category. So look, congratulations to you and to everyone involved once again. And on that note, I'll leave you guys to have a fantastic night.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Next up, we have commercial architecture, supported by Lysart. And to introduce the projects shortlisted by the jury, I'd like to hand over to Marco Zeal from Lysart.
Good evening, everyone. The jury has selected 11 projects in the commercial architecture category. Let's roll the nominees.
405 Burke Street by Woods Bagot. 80 Collins, Melbourne, also by Woods Bagot. ANZ Breve by Breve. Ballarat Gov Hub by John Wardle Architects. Cupboard Street Tower by Pandolfini Architects. Hilton Melbourne, Little Queen Street by Bates Smart. Merrifield City by NH Architecture. Queen and Collins by KTA and BVN. Seek HQ by Hassel. Wesley Place, 130 Lonsdale Street by Cox Architecture. And Woolworths Fisherman's Bend by Haynes Charlie. And from the field of 11 shortlisted projects, we have 6 announcements to make in this category. The jury have awarded commendations for Commercial Architecture 2. Cupboard Street Tower by Pandolfini Architects. And Wesley Place, 130 Lonsdale Street by Cox Architecture. Congratulations to the commendation recipients. An award for commercial architecture goes to Ballarat Gov Hub by John Wardle Architects. This is a project of intentional influence, reintroducing the attributes of civic and regional investment in the formation of an institutional workplace building. The environments within provide connections to city and landscape, as well as high levels of comfort and environmental impact awareness. Congratulations, John Wardle Architects. The jury have also given an award for commercial architecture to Queen and Collins by KTA and BVN. This considered architectural response has successfully knitted 3 iconic neo-Gothic-inspired buildings in Melbourne's CBD back into the city, inviting the public, retailers and workspaces to interact and discover the space in a new way. Congratulations, KTA and BVN. An award for commercial architecture is also presented to Seek HQ by Hassel. This new company headquarters in the city fringe suburb of Cremorne is adjacent to manufacturing facilities and historic terrace housing. Focused on establishing a localness of community benefit, character and relationships, it provides a collaborative, open and learning-aligned workplace. Congratulations, Hassel! And the highest honour in this category, the Sir Osborne McCutcheon Award for Commercial Architecture, goes to 405 Burke Street by Woods Bagot. 405 Burke Street is a subtle and elegant intervention into a site aggregated by varying building types, structures and spaces at the centre of Melbourne's CBD. The tower is founded through the utility of a rational steel frame, resolving into a monumental cantilevering truss adjacent to a minimal side core. The spatially generous interconnecting floor plates have high levels of daylight and view equity and are complemented by a diversity of light-filled heroic volumes and external terraces. The jury applauds this beautiful resolution to the challenges and priorities of a value-orientated commercial development brief, which contributes to the restoration of the urban realm, enlivened by a calm and amenable place for work. Congratulations, Woods Bagot. And I'm joined now by Simon Dick from Woods Bagot. Congratulations, Simon. How does it feel to receive the named award for commercial architecture?
Thank you very much and good evening. Look, that's just so wonderful. Thank you. It's just a great honour to be, recognised by the AIA and your peers. It's just amazing.
Now, the jury listed the many successes involved in this project, Simon, including its contribution to the public realm. But what are you most proud of having achieved here?
Look, I think the journey has just been incredible over 11 years. To see the amount of design options and things that we've gone through has just been phenomenal. So I think the perseverance and getting to such an amazing effort after such a long process is just an achievement in its own right.
And Simon, anyone that you'd like to particularly acknowledge or thank? I heard a cheer there from the team. I'm guessing they'll be on the list.
All over the bag, yeah, absolutely. Look, there's many people to thank here. Look, I'm going to start with a call out to Multiplex, to Frank McMahon specifically, who was the sort of vision behind the project, to Will Green and Stuart Harmon from Brookfield, who persevered with the project for so long, to ISPT for their energy and their complete sort of commitment to what we were doing. Of course, there's an amazing consultant team behind this sort of project. These things don't happen by themselves. And of course, to our team in Woods Bagot, wonderful people. Shout out to Nick Corrales, to Peter Miglis for their pivotal design interventions at points in the process, and the team itself, Maria Kakram, Kel Dennis, Frank Rogg, all the guys behind me who sort of crept into the room here. And wonderful effort for everybody. This one's for you guys. Awesome.
Wonderful. Well, look, Simon, thank you so much for those words. I'm meant to keep it pretty short tonight because of the party. So on that note, I'll let you go.
Terrific. Thank you. Excellent.
And we'll be back with the next round of announcements after these messages from the Institute's corporate partners.
COLORBOND, made by Australia.
When it's time to build on quality that's proven in Australia's harsh environment. Build on Lysart, steel roofing and walling. Style. Experience. Excellence. You have it all when you choose Lysart, steel roofing and walling. Insist on the best. Insist on Lysart.
You know, the sun comes up every day, so if something happened to you that day, you know, the next day is going to be a new day and you just start off fresh. So that's one of the reasons why that summer sun colour is also good for me, but it's also the centre of our Aboriginal flag. So being able to share my culture through my art is something that I want to do, and teaching, you know, my daughters and my kids how to continue to do that as well.
I can't help but feel good. I can't help but feel fine. Everything is in its place and everything is mine. I can't help but feel good. I can't help but feel fine. Everything is in its place and all of it is mine. Ooh, I can't help but smile.
And now to educational architecture, supported by Littlehampton Bricks and Pavers. And I'd like to hand over to Aaron Fiora to introduce the shortlisted projects in this category.
Hi everyone, I'm Aaron from Littlehampton Bricks and Pavers, Australia's boutique brickmaker. We're thrilled to be a part of your event and wish all the entrants the best of luck. Congratulations to all the nominees and winners. Without further ado, there are 6 projects on the shortlist. So let's see who's nominated for an Educational Architecture Award.
Deakin Law School Building by Woods Bagot. Delacombe Stadium by Koslov Architecture. Monash Robotics Lab by Studio Bright. Maya Music Centre, Melbourne Grammar School by Peter Elliott Architecture and Urban Design. The Clendon Centre by Architectus. And Victorian Tunnelling Centre by Grimshaw. Well, we have 4 announcements to make in this category. The jury have awarded a commendation for educational architecture to Monash Robotics Lab by Studio Bright. Congratulations once again to Mel and the team at Studio Bright. An award for educational architecture goes to Deakin Law School Building by Woods Bagot. This deft architectural composition of contemporary learning and teaching spaces provides moments of delight for students to explore and elevate learning experiences. Across 5 levels of learning spaces, the team has provided a range of conventional and blended digital learning spaces, adapting to shifting learning environments. Congratulations once again to the team at Woods Bagot. And the jury have also given an award for educational architecture to Maya Music Centre, Melbourne Grammar School by Peter Elliott Architecture and Urban Design. This outstanding architectural response to context and site stitches together 2 disparate heritage buildings, creating a harmonious complex to inspire future generations of students, as well as a generous threshold that enhances the public realm. Congratulations to Peter Elliott Architecture and Urban Design. And now to the highest honour in this category. The Henry Bastow Award for Educational Architecture goes to the Clendon Centre by Architectus. Nestled between several historic buildings on the Loreto Mandeville Hall campus, the Clendon Centre steps out to the street at the point of entry and then sits back in a modulated form that mitigates the scale of the building and settles gently into the residential streetscape. Both architecture and interiors deploy a limited palette of materials to create distinctive built form and calming spaces that are responsive to their context and yet undeniably contemporary. And the generous circulation space at the centre of the floor plate has led to greater cohesion among the students. Congratulations, Architectus. And I'm joined now I'm joined now by a very happy Architectus team, Paolo, John, and a lot of other people in the room. Congratulations. Can I begin by asking you, what does it mean to the entire team to receive the highest honour that can be awarded in the category of educational architecture?
Yeah, thank you. Paolo will say a few words, but I'll answer this one. Look, we came together tonight with Loreto, Vaughan Construction and the consultants that worked on the project. There was a great opportunity with the live stream to actually share the night, and we've been on this journey with Loreto for 10 years, having completed quite a few projects. So I think we were celebrating tonight regardless, but this is an amazing sort of achievement for the whole team. I have Paolo, the design lead from Architectus, and Anthony Apolloni sitting behind, and half the team that worked on the project that are here tonight. So yes, quite an amazing achievement. So well done, Paolo, and well done, Steve, and well done everyone that's in the room at the moment.
Indeed. And Paolo, if I can throw to you, the jury effusive in their praise for this project, already noting the greater student cohesion that's resulted from your work. Do you have any observations on what you feel has worked very successfully here, or what you're most proud of having accomplished?
Oh, look, I think stitching the building into what was an already existing building on site, the Mandeville Centre, having a dialogue and a dialectical relationship with that building was very important, and the way it sits on the street. It's quite a tough context to engage with, so it's, yeah.
Wonderful. And before I let you guys go, anyone that you'd like to thank or acknowledge in particular?
Look, I'd like to, and yes, I've got a list of people. I'd like to acknowledge Dr. Susan Stevens, who was the immediate past principal of Loreto, Tim Rowler, who's the immediate past business manager, Angela O'Dwyer, who's the current principal, and the Loreto board and property committee, and the Architectus team, obviously, and Vaughan Constructions particularly. It's a good working relationship with Vaughan Constructions and all of the other consultant team, essentially. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, look, congratulations once again, Paolo and the entire team, everyone involved on this project. There's a lot of people in that room, so I'm going to leave you guys to enjoy the rest of your night. Well, the announcements so far have celebrated recent work, but the next category recognises exceptional architecture completed at least 25 years ago that continues to be important today: enduring architecture. This award is supported by the City of Melbourne, and it's my pleasure to hand over to the Right Honourable Lord Mayor Sally Capp to say a few words and to make the announcement.
Thank you, Viv, and hello everyone. I'm beaming in from the lands of traditional owners, the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people, to congratulate all the finalists of the National Architecture Awards. The City of Melbourne is dedicated to supporting this award for enduring architecture as it celebrates the work of those who commit their careers to shaping extraordinary design outcomes in our built environment. Melbourne is one of the most exciting architectural cities in Australia, with a melange of heritage and contemporary architecture. We're prioritising design through two new bodies, our Design Excellence Advisory Committee and our Melbourne Design Review Panel, tasked with encouraging and preserving exceptional design outcomes in Melbourne. I commend all the finalists for the part that you play in keeping our public realm intriguing, inclusive, accessible and amenable for all people. And without further ado, it is my great pleasure to announce that the 2022 Award for Enduring Architecture goes to Cregan House by Alan Powell.
Located in a narrow St Kilda street, Cregan House is an exemplar of infill residential design, a house that actively engages with the public realm and a model of how to build cleverly within a relatively dense urban context, without compromise to the optimisation of views, sunlight, air and landscape. It is also a work of exceptional aesthetic refinement, typical of the poetic and lyrical approach of its architect, the late Alan Powell. Today, the Cregan House continues to stamp its contemporary relevance as appropriate, highly considered and, above all, a delightful place in which to dwell. As such, it is a most worthy recipient of the 2022 Award for Enduring Architecture. Well, a wonderful project indeed, and thanks to Shannon McGrath and John Gollings for those project images. And now to say a few words on behalf of Alan Powell's family, I'd like to hand over to Professor Philip Goad.
I'm speaking on behalf of Alan Powell's family, his son Hugo Powell and his sister Louise Green, and also on behalf of the current owner of the Cregan House, who worked closely with Alan some years ago to restore it. All are honoured to accept the Enduring Architecture Award for 2022. The Powell family in particular are deeply touched that the Victorian chapter has chosen to celebrate Alan's work in this way, especially given his passing in March of this year. The Cregan House isn't just an exemplar of inner city residential design. It's also a wonderful illustration of a much larger, arguably little known body of work that deserves greater recognition. Many of us knew Alan. He was self-effacing, he was modest, he never sought the limelight, and yet his architecture, whether it was an art gallery like Tarrawarra Museum, a university building like RMIT Bundoora, a timeless restaurant interior like D'Estasio's or the Latin, or the many serene houses that he designed across Victoria, like the Cregan House, all had much bigger intellectual ambition. His buildings have that quality of the ineffable, something that's too great or extreme to be expressed or described in words. Or it might simply mean that when Alan Powell designed architecture, he wrote poetry.
Thank you so much for those comments, Philip, and on behalf of the Institute, I'd like to acknowledge and extend a warm welcome to the Powell family, if you're watching the awards today. Well, the next category is Heritage, supported by the Heritage Council of Victoria. And Christine Phillips has sent through this message for everyone watching today.
Thanks, Viv. The Heritage Council of Victoria are very proud to be supporting this category, which was particularly strong this year, and I wish all of the entrants the best of luck. Now let's have a look at the 8 projects shortlisted by the jury.
Bendigo TAFE City Campus Revitalisation by 6 Degrees with Architectus. Collingwood Yards by Fieldwork. Hilton Melbourne Little Queen Street by Lovell Chen with Bates Smart. Keilor Police Hut by Andronis Conservation Architecture. Maya Music Centre Melbourne Grammar School by Peter Elliott Architecture and Urban Design. Queen and Collins by KTA and BVN. Stable and Cart House by Claire Cousins Architects. And Wesley Place 130 Lonsdale by Lovell Chen with Cox Architecture. Well, the jury were clearly impressed again in this category. We have 5 announcements to make. A commendation for Heritage Creative Adaptation is awarded to Stable and Cart House by Claire Cousins Architects. Congratulations to the team at Claire Cousins Architects. An award for Heritage Creative Adaptation goes to Hilton Melbourne Little Queen Street by Lovell Chen with Bates Smart. This project has arrested what was surely a slow trajectory of neglect and deterioration. Thorough analysis of the existing fabric, forensic research and meticulous reconstruction have delivered an exemplar project combining comprehensive conservation and insightful architectural judgment. Congratulations to Lovell Chen and Bates Smart. The jury have given an award for Heritage Conservation to Keilor Police Hut by Andronis Conservation Architecture. The interpolation of conservation, historical interpretation, and the discrete insertion of a technological prosthesis to facilitate the authentic re-erection of this archaeological relic is a considered study in the science of architectural conservation. Congratulations, Andronis Conservation Architecture. And an award for heritage creative adaptation goes to Myer Music Centre, Melbourne Grammar School by Peter Elliott Architecture and Urban Design. This project refurbishes 2 heritage buildings and adds 1 new infill building, stitching together an almost 100-year heritage divide. And the jury was impressed with the modest expression of the new and how this belies a bold new spatial arrangement. Congratulations once again to Peter Elliott Architecture and Urban Design. And the highest honour in this category, the John George Knight Award for Heritage, is presented to Wesley Place, 130 Lonsdale by Lovell Chen with Cox Architecture. The conservation and restoration of Wesley Place is a tour de force in the art of conservation, as well as the activation of a heritage complex within the public realm. The complex contains a substantial collection of heritage buildings dating from the mid-19th to early 20th centuries, with, at its core, an 1858 to 1859 Gothic Revival rusticated basalt church, with a 2-storey manse and schoolhouse, all designed by the noted 19th century architect Joseph Reed. The jury applauds the remarkable achievement in carefully conserving and preserving built heritage, for facilitating adaptive reuse, and for revealing an exciting new public space to the City of Melbourne. Congratulations, Lovell Chen with Cox Architecture. And I'm joined now by Audrey Ong and the team at Lovell Chen. Congratulations, guys. How does it feel to receive this award?
Thank you so much. It's just amazing. We're all just hugely excited here in the office together with Cox Architecture. It's just a great outcome. Still trying to process it.
Well, Audrey, the jury described this project as a gift to the City of Melbourne. Can you give us a quick sense of what it was like for your team to work on?
Yeah, it really was a site that was in disrepair and just not in a great condition, but was in such a great location. And this project's been in our office for much longer than I've been in this office, just for over 20 years. And we've had people in this office and who've come through this office who have worked so hard on it. And we believe the outcome is just one that we're really, really proud of. It's a beautiful public space now, and the buildings are there, which was a key goal of the project, to be able to conserve these key buildings and return it to the public to be able to enjoy.
And is there anyone that you'd particularly like to acknowledge or thank who was involved in this absolutely beautiful project?
The list is long. We had a lot of consultants, and on behalf of ourselves in Lovell Chen, we'd like to obviously thank Cox Architecture, Simon Hausager and his team there, who we worked closely with to be able to bring this project to completion. All the other fabulous sub-consultants that we worked with. The list is long to be able to make a project like this come to fruition. And of course, the client that we worked with, Charter Hall, they were wonderful to work with, and also our builder Lend-Lease, who also we worked together with HSR, who are a specialist heritage contractor who did a lot of the conservation work on the project. So they were also fantastic to work with. Yeah, so we just like to acknowledge them, as well as the jury and the institute for this recognition of this project that we think is great, and just we're stoked that it's been recognized in this way.
Oh, wonderful. Well, look, Audrey, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations to you and to everyone who was involved in this project. And on that note, I'll leave you guys to have a fantastic night.
Thank you.
The next category is Interior Architecture, supported by McKay Timber. And I'd like to hand over to Michael Sedlarovic to introduce the nominees in this category.
Thanks, Viv. Hi, everyone. We're really pleased to be supporting this category, and on behalf of McKay Timber, I would like to wish all the nominees the best of luck. And now let's take a look at the 11 shortlisted projects for interior architecture.
Always by Kennedy Nolan. Bassano by Tom Robertson Architects. Deeds Brewery and Taproom by Splinter Society Architecture. Erskine River House by Kirsten Thompson Architects. Gatwick Private Hotel by Koslov Architecture. Penley and Essendon Grammar School Gymnasium by McBride Charles Ryan. Queen and Collins by KTA and BVN. Sculpt Form Design Studio by Woods Bagot. Stable and Cart House by Claire Cousins Architects. Victorian Pride Centre by BAU, GAA Brearley Architects and Urbanists and Grant Amon Architects. And Yakumono and Society by Russell and George. And from the field of 11 shortlisted projects, the jury have awarded commendations for interior architecture to Deeds Brewery and Taproom by Splinter Society Architecture and Sculpt Form Design Studio by Woods Bagot. Congratulations to the teams. The jury have also given 4 awards in this category. The first award for interior architecture goes to Always by Kennedy Nolan. Accentuated by its use of materiality, tone and colour, Always is a home that confronts the concept of age with a material palette designed to change over time. The deliberate omission of black and white brings texture and temperature to the foreground, resulting in an interior space that is rich in tactility and sentiment. Congratulations, Kennedy Nolan. An award for interior architecture also goes to Gatwick Private Hotel by Koslov Architecture. This considered architectural approach is an excellent example of adaptive reuse of built form, and the architects have gracefully maintained clear distinctions between old and new, with a fit-out that feels flexible and that touches the building lightly. Congratulations to Koslov Architecture. The jury's third award for interior architecture is presented to Penley and Essendon Grammar School Gymnasium by McBride Charles Ryan. Laudable both internally and externally, the interior quality connects with the commanding presence upon arrival to the charged activity of the campus interior. For a building with a multitude of functions, the outcome is cohesive, considered and tenacious. Congratulations to McBride Charles Ryan. And the final Interior Architecture Award goes to Queen and Collins by KTA and BVN. Recognised once again this evening, the jury applauds this successful reconnection of a collection of eclectic heritage architectural landmarks of bygone eras. The primary strategy focused on social connection to effectively relink this development to the city through new laneways. Congratulations KTA and BVN. And now to the highest honour, the Marion Marnie Award for Interior Architecture, which is awarded to Yakumono and Society by Russell and George. Yakumono and Society are deeply contemplated insertions into the cultural milieu of a food-obsessed Melbourne. Yakumono welcomes diners with oversized graphic signage and gigantic orbs. The interior, much like its menu, reflecting the light, colour and activity of Tokyo. Where Yakumono is energetic and youthful, Society, its Siamese twin, is careful and refined. The transitions between the rooms are as important as the rooms themselves. Every furniture item, fixture and finish has been deeply considered, with many reflecting the bespoke craft of Russell and George, and the jury awards Yakumono and Society as new go-to Melbourne interiors for their genre-defining iconoclasm. Congratulations, Russell and George. And I'm joined now by Byron George, who's dialing in, I believe, from Sydney. Congratulations. How does it feel to receive the named award in this category?
Oh, we're very humbled by this. Both Ryan and I are, yeah, it's ecstatic. It's amazing. So thank you. Yeah. We're actually in Sydney at the moment for the Interior Design Awards. Oh. Yeah, sorry. Oh, sorry, I was saying we're actually in Sydney for the Interior Design Awards.
Yeah, no, far away.
Anyway, I just said we're in Sydney for the Interior Design Awards for the same project. I think we've got a delay.
Yeah, there is a little bit of a delay. It's a little bit foreign correspondence, sorry. Well, it's going to be pretty good to turn up to your next awards this evening to say you've already won an award, and indeed the highest honour. Look, can I ask you quickly, this looks like a fantastic project. What did you love most about working on it?
Really, the team we're working with at the Lucas Group were quite fun to work with and quite fast-paced, and it was really a collection of people around the table who were really at the top of their game. And for us, it was a real honour to be asked to do the project, because for Chris, it was like his signature thing. And yeah, it was very exciting. It was such a big project for us, and I think the diversity of the different dining spaces in there was just a great project to work on. Yeah.
And anyone that you'd like to acknowledge who was involved?
Well, look, I think the entire project team, from project managers, Jones, to the consultants. I think that really Chris Lucas for really investing what he did in, this project was really an investment in Melbourne for him, and sort of talking about what he thinks of Melbourne and what he thinks of dining here. And I think for us it was like we'd like to thank him more than anything.
And you guys obviously are in Sydney tonight, but do you have a quick message for your peers who are going to be at the after party in Melbourne or who are watching the stream right now?
Look, have a drink or 15 for us, I think. We'll be doing the same up here, so hopefully. Anyway, thank you.
Excellent. Well, look, on that note, congratulations. Good luck tonight for your next awards, and have a fantastic night.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Next up, small project architecture, where the jury shortlisted 7 projects. Let's take a look at the nominees. Arts Project Australia by Sibling Architecture. Good Samaritan Primary School Toilet Pavilion by Harrison and White. Immersive Media Lab Origin by SI Projects. Naji Jimbana by Jackson Clements Burrows Architects with Nawit Carolyn Briggs AM. Ponder by Taylor Knights and James Carey. Shorts Place Gym by Joyce Architects. And The Dentist by Rob Kennan Architects. And there are 4 announcements in this category. The jury have awarded commendations for small project architecture to Arts Project Australia by Sibling Architecture and Naji Jimbana by Jackson Clements Burrows Architects with Nawit Carolyn Briggs AM. Congratulations! An award for small project architecture goes to Ponder by Taylor Knights and James Carey. Through the use of simply detailed and reusable materials, combined with subtle planting, Ponder blurs the lines between realms. Evocative of Australia's pink inland salt lakes, it pays tribute to the proportions of Roy Ground's once open-air courtyards within the NGV. However, the jury agreed that its real power is the attraction it holds for younger generations. Congratulations, Taylor Knights and James Carey. And this category's highest honour, the Kevin Borland Award for Small Project Architecture, is awarded to The Dentist by Rob Kennan Architects. The Abbotsford dentist practice is a delightful addition to the inner city suburban street, where it sits gently among Victorian terraces. Exquisitely detailed, the addition is so restrained it could almost be missed or assumed to have always been a part of the street. On closer inspection, the finely considered nature of the architectural elements becomes apparent, resulting in an even greater appreciation and respect for the design. The jury applauds the series of small moves that, when combined, create a wonderful example of what can be achieved with care and consideration. Congratulations, Rob Kennan Architects. And the party is well and truly underway at Rob Kennan's place. He joins me now. Rob, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a great honour to receive this award. We've got the group here because, as we all know, in this scale of architecture, it's a group activity. And yeah, so we're really excited.
Well, as you should be, the jury effusive in their praise, and they note the restraint and also the detail that went into this project. Rob, can you give us a sense of what it was you wanted to achieve here?
I suppose what we like all of us as architects, we try and find an idea that pulls it all together, something that sort of threads it together. And in this case, it was a ramp. There's strict requirements of a commercial grade building. And when you're doing that in a residential context, which is a smaller footprint, it can be challenging. So we had this challenge to get a ramp to work with this particular site, and the site is only about as wide as your bedroom, and it became the thing that made the project more interesting than it could possibly ever be. So yeah, it was exciting.
And Rob, anyone that you'd like to acknowledge or thank who was involved?
Yeah, Mina and Frank, who are, it's like a family-run business. They've got a couple of inner-city dentists, and they've got big smiles, and they're great people. And my exceptional staff. Yeah.
Excellent. And anything else you'd like to add before I let you go, Rob?
I'd just like to thank the jury, thank the Institute, and we're very excited to be on the tonight. Thanks.
Well, look, congratulations to you guys. I've got to say the kids are very well behaved. Well done, guys. And I'll leave you to have a great evening there.
Someone's sort of doing smiley faces behind the screen. So, yeah, they're being okay in the screen, maybe not behind the scenes.
Oh, we'll have a good time, guys.
Okay, thank you.
And we'll be back with the next round of announcements after these messages from the Institute's corporate partners.
Made by nature, created by innovators, supplied by McKay's, your home of Tasmanian timber.
Now you can easily bring your projects to life with Dulux BIM Solutions. Dulux BIM Solutions provides easy-to-use BIM content, so you can add Dulux colours and product ranges to your Revit and ArchiCAD models quickly and simply. The latest Dulux BIM content update now includes the Dulux World of Colour and product ranges from Dulux powder coatings, protective coatings, Acrotex and Intergrain timber finishes. Dulux BIM Solutions, inspiring creativity.
The next category is Sustainable Architecture, supported by the University of Melbourne. And I'd like to hand over to Professor Julie Willis, Dean of the Faculty of Architecture, Building and Planning, to introduce the nominees in this category.
Hi everyone, it's my pleasure to be here in support of incredible work happening across our state to directly address climate change, and all efforts are to be encouraged and commended. Here are the 6 projects considered by the jury for the Sustainable Architecture Award.
ANZ Breathe by Breathe. Ballarat GovHub by John Wardle Architects. Nightingale Ballarat by Breathe. Shepparton Art Museum by Denton Corker Marshall. Terrace House by Austin Maynard Architects. And The Hut 1 Passive House by Melbourne Design Studios, MDS. 6 great projects on the shortlist there, and we have 4 announcements to make. The jury have awarded a commendation for Sustainable Architecture 2. Ballarat GovHub by John Wardle Architects. Congratulations once again to John Wardle Architects. An award for Sustainable Architecture goes to The Hut 1 Passive House by Melbourne Design Studios, MDS. This certified passive house, packed with sustainable thinking, is an exceptionally crafted family home designed with enthusiasm and care. The architect's own home, it acts as a demonstration project for the value architects bring to minimise footprints while maximising sustainable livability. Congratulations, Melbourne Design Studios. And the jury have also given an award for Sustainable Architecture to Terrace House by Austin Maynard Architects. This lean, dematerialised, multi-residential building excels in making all aspects of its base materials and constructed volumes hard-working and incredibly efficient, while maintaining and enhancing a sense of domesticity and communal well-being. Congratulations to Austin Maynard Architects. And the highest honour in this category, the Alan and Beth Caldecott Award for Sustainable Architecture, goes to ANZ Breathe by Breathe. ANZ Breathe sets a new benchmark for commercial fit-out design, with sustainability as an irreducible and central tenet that demonstrates the organisation's values. The jury commends Breathe for delivering a holistic and scalable kit of parts design solution for a large institutional client that transforms the financial, environmental and social impact of their branches. Breathe's exceptional toolkit demonstrates how the smallest building components, paired with a strategic sustainability vision, can transform organisational culture and our societal expectations of the built environment. Congratulations, Breathe Architecture. And I'm joined now by Kate Longley and the team from Breathe, and I suspect you guys are on site. Am I right?
Or at the Breathe office celebrating.
Yeah, we're not in the branch.
Oh. Excellent. That's. Congratulations, guys. I got the message that Duncan was from ANZ. Congratulations to you as well for commissioning such an exceptional and award-winning project. But Kate, my first question is to you. Firstly, how does it feel to receive the highest honour in this category?
Yeah, we're super proud. We're super proud. We're really passionate about this, and we're, obviously we couldn't have done it without Breathe because they took it to the next level. We had the idea and they took it up.
Well, talk us through that next level. The jury have described this as a new benchmark for commercial fit-outs. Can you give me a sense of what it was like for the Breathe team to work on this project?
Oh, it was great. It was great to see a company with really strong values committed to circular economy and net zero pathways to be able to embrace that through our design, to find something that could be replicable, that could be reusable, that's going to reduce waste. It was really thrilling to work with a company that's so values aligned.
And do you have a sense of what the longer term benefits of this project could be, given that it is so replicable?
Yeah, I mean, we should see it play out over the next 5 to 10 years, where we start to, you know, in sort of 2 or 3 years, we start to change things around a little bit. That's when it'll really kick in, and we get the sort of the benefits of the scalability and the flexibility and the modularity that we built into this.
Fantastic. And look, is there anyone that you'd like to acknowledge or thank in particular who was involved?
We've got to thank Jeremy and Jackie from Breathe, because and also Shannon. Shannon did a whole stack of work of this from New Zealand, so it was very COVID to be able to work that far off-site. And but these guys did an amazing job. Like literally, they came in after we set the brief, did their presentation, and we knew straight away that we'd found our architects. So yeah, we couldn't have done this without Breathe.
Fantastic. Well, look, on that note, guys, I'm going to leave you to continue your celebrations there and have a fantastic night. Well, moving on to urban design, supported by Dulux. And it's my pleasure to hand over to Tilly Anthony Holland from Dulux to introduce the shortlisted projects in this category.
Hi everyone, Dulux is thrilled to be part of tonight's awards and continue its long-standing support of the Institute. There are 6 great projects on the shortlist. Let's take a look at the projects considered for an Urban Design Award.
80 Collins, Melbourne by Woods Bagot. Bendigo TAFE City Campus Revitalisation by Architectus with 6 Degrees Architects and SBLA Landscape Architects. Collingwood Yards by Fieldwork. Jewel Station Precinct by BKK Architects with MA Architects and Glass Landscape Architecture. Queen and Collins by KTA and BVN. And Shepparton Art Museum by Denton Corker Marshall. And the jury have given 2 awards and the named award in this category. An award for urban design goes to Collingwood Yards by Fieldwork. Once a boarded-up technical college, this project gives back to the city, providing much-needed affordable space for creativity and connection. Doing less with the existing fabric and engaging with institutional materials allows for a playful engagement with layers of history, creating a backdrop for creative production, events and art. Congratulations, Fieldwork! And the jury have also presented an award for urban design to Queen and Collins by KTA and BVN. Spaces both intimate and grand have been revealed, and a highly crafted journey is created through a network of semi-open laneways. The jury applauds client and architect for making the private public and offering to share such treasured city spaces. Congratulations once again to the teams at KTA and BVN. And now to the highest honour in this category. The Joseph Reed Award for Urban Design goes to Bendigo TAFE City Campus Revitalisation by Architectus with 6 Degrees Architects and SBLA Landscape Architects. This project has transformed what was once a rabbit warren of an educational facility into a new collective space in the city of Bendigo. In a transformative move, the brief was reimagined from a single large building to a project of urban repair. New buildings carefully added to the existing heritage fabric to frame collective spaces and public connections. The buildings and architectural interventions are well considered and suitable to the robust nature required of a city campus and streetscape, and the project demonstrates that through considered moves of insertion, repair and removal, the revitalisation of campus facilities can offer something greater than just a building to its city. Congratulations, Architectus, with 6 Degrees Architects and SBLA Landscape Architects.
Woohoo!
And it's back to Architectus, second cross of the night. Congratulations, team. How does it feel?
Thank you for having us back. It feels great. Sitting here with the team.
Different project,
Sorry?
different team. Now I understand I have Jaden, Pete and Gemma who are going to be speaking about this extraordinary project. And guys, I might just start off by asking, how does it feel to receive the named award in this category?
Oh, it's a great feeling. For me personally, grew up in Bendigo, so working on a project back home, this was a great experience. Working with Pete from 6 Degrees, Gemma and Simone from Simone Police Landscape Architect. It was a true collaboration with the team and a great outcome for Bendigo TAFE. And we're here with Teal from Bendigo TAFE and you know, walking around the campus there, students and teachers, they all love it. So it's great.
Fantastic. Now, the jury also mentioned that this project is very much a gift to the city of Bendigo as much as it is to the TAFE. Can I ask, what do you hope the longer-term impact of this project will be?
I think the way that it opens up the campus and enables the public to move through. Previously, it was quite closed off. So the Institute opening its doors up and the public moving through it. I think the city is also growing and it's moving. The CBD of the city is growing, and this is sort of on their edge. So it'll just continue with that urban fabric. So hopefully it'll play its part.
And look, is there anyone that you'd like to acknowledge? Sorry, someone's saying something there, I think.
Oh, look, I think it's just terrific to be part of a project that's very important to a regional city like Bendigo. You know, it's a big investment. You know, it's a really big impact on a city of that scale. And I think Gemma would agree. It's a great thing to be involved with.
It was a really wonderful project to collaborate on, but we'd also like to particularly acknowledge the Jaja Barong members of the community that we worked with and for their contribution to this project.
Yeah. In particular, Manny Nicholson, who worked collaboratively with many art pieces that were across the campus. But particular thanks to the whole Broadmeadow, Bendigo TAFE team. With the students and the teachers, they all gave up their time to really contribute that into this and reaching out. We had public interest and consultation come through. So there was a lot of people that put in time to this project. And thank you all, and thank you all for the whole team. We've got a few people here today.
Excellent. Well, look, guys, on that note, congratulations once again to everyone involved on such a fantastic project. What a gift for Bendigo as well. And I'll leave you guys to have a fantastic night.
Thank you.
Well, the next three categories cover residential architecture, and we'll begin with multiple housing, supported by Bondor Matecno. And to introduce the shortlisted projects in this category, I'd like to hand over to Paul Karaglanis. Over to you, Paul.
Thank you, Viv, for the introduction, and hello everyone. As a proud sponsor of the AIA, Bondor is pleased to announce that the jury has shortlisted 11 projects in this category. Good luck to all the nominees and enjoy your evening.
17 Union Street by BKK Architects with Claire Cousins Architects. 231 Napier Street by Addition Office. Australia 108 by Fender Katsoulides. Balfe Park Lane by Kirsten Thompson Architects. Fitzroy House by Jackson Clements Burrows Architects. Nightingale Ballarat by Breathe. Object 7 by Object Subject Architecture. Queen's Place by Fender Katsoulides and Cox Architecture. St Albans Housing by NMBW Architecture Studio, in association with Monash Art, Design and Architecture. MARTA. Terrace House by Austin Maynard Architects. And Women's Property Initiatives, Older Women's Housing by Studio Bright. Well, another great range of projects, and we have 5 announcements to make. The jury have awarded commendations for Residential Architecture Multiple Housing 2. Terrace House by Austin Maynard Architects. And Women's Property Initiatives Older Women's Housing by Studio Bright. Congratulations to the commendation recipients there. An award for Residential Architecture Multiple Housing goes to 231 Napier Street by Edition Office. This project employs a minimalist design language and elemental approach, presenting a serene addition to its streetscape. The scheme is experimental in approach, exploring spaces of contrasting light and shade, while interiors are expansive, with a tonal palette punctuated by the saturated colour of carefully crafted joinery. Congratulations, Edition Office! And an award for multiple housing is also presented to St Albans Housing by NMBW Architecture Studio in association with Monash Art, Design and Architecture, MARTA. Designed and built as an experimental precedent for a suburban mid-rise housing typology, the St Albans project team invested considerable research and client engagement to inform functional and spatial outcomes. The project exemplifies generosity and robustness and offers a repeatable model for equitable, flexible housing. Congratulations to the team. And now to the highest honour in this category. The Best Over-End Award for Residential Architecture Multiple Housing is awarded to Balfe Park Lane by Kirsten Thompson Architects. Congratulations. This masterful response to a complex urban infill site is conceived as a cluster of 4 forms, each distinguished through material and treatment. Comprising 72 dwellings with ground-level communal hub and commercial spaces, an impressive level of detail has been achieved throughout. The robustness of the materials, potential for future activation within commercial tenancies, and further maturing of landscape suggest that this is a building that will evolve successfully. The jury was thoroughly impressed by the design thinking evident at all scales of the project and by the public benefits it provides in enhancing the safety and enjoyment of the broader precinct. Congratulations, Kirsten Thompson Architects. Now by the team, Kirsten Thompson and the KTA team. Congratulations, guys. Now, as the citation played, I could see some emotion there. What does it mean to you to receive this award?
Look, we're really delighted, and it was up against some really fantastic projects this year, really strong field. We'd picked our winners and we weren't expecting this, so much appreciated. A big thanks to a lot of people who worked extremely hard on this project. You can hear them in the background. A special thanks to Kelly Mackay, standing beside me, Director as well, who drove this project and extracted so much value out of it. Also to Martin Allen and our project managers from Frontec. Yeah, also here, Toby Pond, all of that, a huge team effort. And I think, you know, an example of how even the most rigorous of commercial projects, the development of housing can also have benefits for the neighbourhood. So that's what we were striving for, and we really appreciate the recognition.
Wonderful, and the jury noted that this was a particularly... Oh no, does anyone else want to say anything? Yes, the microphone is yours if anyone would like to add.
Yeah. No.
Oh, look, I'll just throw...
No? Very proud.
Look, I'll just throw one quick question to you, if that's all right, Kirsten. The jury noted that this was a particularly complex urban infill site. Can you just give us a very quick sense of what it was like to actually work on to deliver this exemplary project?
Yeah. I I think we thought it was a real chance to change the pattern of what's happening in Brunswick and make it better, especially when it's beside a park. You know, you're beside a park, you really need to try harder. And I think this project does this. The creation of the lane was also about giving back and making something that's better for the whole neighbourhood, not just for the occupants, but to also reflect a bit more of the diversity of the household types that we need. So terraces, apartments and so on, as well as a bit of mixed use. I think those co-working spaces and things might get a use if we ever have another pandemic, dare I say it? Yeah, so.
Excellent. And will you guys be heading to the party tonight at all?
Yep. We will, yes,
We
yes.
will.
There's a big yes from Kelly on that, yeah. And look, huge thanks to people like Kelly and Martin. Honestly, anyone making buildings, you know how much pushing it takes every single day to keep things on track and the big picture delivered. And we're very proud to have that recognised. So thank you.
Wonderful. Well, look, thank you so much, everyone. Congratulations and enjoy the party tonight. And on that note, I'll leave you to have a fantastic night.
Thank you. Bye.
Moving on to residential architecture, alterations and additions, supported by Alspec. And it's my pleasure to hand over to Nick Hyland to say a few words and introduce the shortlisted projects in this category.
Hi everyone. Alspec is pleased to be partnering with the Australian Institute of Architects and is delighted to have the opportunity to sponsor this award. The jury had their work cut out for them in this category, shortlisting 13 fantastic projects. Let's now take a look at all the nominees.
Arcadia by Architecture Architecture. Arthur by Oscar Sainsbury Architects. Autumn House by Studio Bright. Brunswick House by Placement. Courtyard House by HA Architecture. Eastham Street by Muir Architecture. Herman by Wowoa Architecture. Kew Cottage by Walter and Walter. Nido House by Angelucci Architects. Preston House 2 by Oliver Architecture. Richmond House by Therefore. South Yarra House by Pop Architecture and Beatrix Rowe Interior Design. And Stable and Cart House by Claire Cousins Architects. And from the field of 13 projects shortlisted by the jury, we have 6 announcements to make in this category. The jury have awarded commendations for residential architecture, alterations and additions to Brunswick House by Placement and Eastham Street by Muir Architecture. Congratulations to the teams at Placement and Muir. An award for residential architecture, alterations and additions goes to Arthur by Oscar Sainsbury Architects. Arthur tackles the perennial dilemma of how to create a light-filled contemporary addition to a heritage building on a very modest budget, delivering a joyful and unpretentious family home that revitalises the original house, while creating opportunities for the architect and his family to engage with the entire site. Congratulations to Oscar Sainsbury Architects. And an award is also presented to Autumn House by Studio Bright. A carefully considered negotiation across different scales, Autumn House weaves together architectural histories and suburban streetscapes, with great attention given to the tactility of materials. Deliberate moves honour the original Victorian terrace and the later extension, while allowing the addition to breathe new vitality into the home. Well, congratulations once again to the team at Studio Bright. You guys must be having quite a night. And the jury have also given an award for alterations and additions to Stable and Cart House by Claire Cousins Architects. This historic stable building conversion embraces the patina and history of the past century of continual use. Initiated by a passionate client, brought to life by an abundantly skilled architect, and then realised by a committed builder, a pattern of simplicity coupled with complexity is repeated throughout the resolution of the design. Congratulations, Claire Cousins Architects. And now, the highest honour that can be bestowed in this category, the John and Phyllis Murphy Award for Residential Architecture, Alterations and Additions goes to Arcadia by Architecture Architecture. This house is not obvious, but rather curious, disruptive and at times perplexing. Like rural landscapes, foreground, middle ground and long distance views are embedded in its arrangement, and the home shifts as you encounter it. A small turn of the head or a move sideways opens up new perspectives, often layered and deep. Arcadia offers opportunities for escapism from its urban context to wider remote places, and in doing so creates a sense of emotional belonging for its owners. For the rest of us, Arcadia provides an unshackling of the limits of the suburban home. Congratulations, Architecture Architecture. And I'm joined now by Michael Roper and the team from Architecture Architecture. Well, guys, a highly contested category this year, and you've taken out the top honour. How does it feel to receive the award?
Yeah, it's very exciting for us. We put a lot of love into these projects, and yeah, it's always a great field and a real honour to be recognised like this.
Now, can I ask, do you have a message for the clients if they're watching this evening?
Yeah, I mean, jobs like this, I really rely on having excellent clients and excellent builders, and really the clients in this job were exceptional. They came to us with a really beautifully written brief, which almost became our roadmap for the whole project, and they gifted us this idea of the house as a garden path. More interested in the qualities that it would deliver than necessarily, how many bathrooms it would have. So really all the layering that we built into the project is really a response to the way they spoke and dreamt of their house. So yeah, it's been a real pleasure working with them.
And you mentioned the builder there. Is there anyone that you'd like to acknowledge or thank who was also involved in this?
Yeah, Moon Building Group were incredible, and their foreman, Mo Jarvis, their attention to detail was just really spot on. And I mean, working together, that kind of magic triangle of builder, client, architect, everyone working really collaboratively to develop something all the way through to the last. And I'd also really like to thank Angus Hamilton, who was our project architect on the job, who did an incredible job really delivering it right to the end and yeah, nailing it. So yeah, well done, Gus.
Fantastic. Well, guys, I know that the party is kicking off at 8. I'm being given instructions to keep these crosses a bit tighter, sorry. So on that note, congratulations once again, and I'll leave you to have a fantastic night.
Thanks so much. Woo!
And now to the final of the residential architecture categories, Houses New, supported by Partridge. And Peter Standen from Partridge has sent through this message. Over to you, Peter.
Thanks, Viv. Hi, everyone. On behalf of Partridge, it brings us great pleasure to be able to support the award for residential housing this year. There are 17 shortlisted projects, and we wish all of the nominated practices the best of luck. Let's have a look at the nominees now.
Always by Kennedy Nolan. Anderson Road by BE Architecture. Beach Slice by Stephen Welsh Architects. Bellbird House by Bauer Architecture and Interiors. Birregurra House by Rob Kennan Architects. Canning Street by Fuman Architects. Corner House by Archia. Emplacement by NTF Architecture. Erskine River House by Kirsten Thompson Architects. Esplanade House by Claire Cousins Architects. Flinders Residence by MA Architects. Janjuk Studio by Eldridge Anderson Architects. Keep House by BKK Architects. Music Box by Multiplicity. The Aunt Residence and Art Barn by Kroffy. The Hut 1 Passive House by Melbourne Design Studios, MDS. And Walnut House by Adam Kane Architects. Well, an impressive range of projects once again, and let's get into the announcements. The jury have awarded 4 commendations for Houses New, which go to Erskine River House by Kirsten Thompson Architects. Esplanade House by Claire Cousins Architects. Music Box by Multiplicity. And The Hut 1 Passive House by Melbourne Design Studios, MDS. Congratulations to all the commendation recipients there. An award for residential architecture Houses New goes to Always by Kennedy Nolan. Kennedy Nolan have created a warm and texturally rich home that is worthy of the term retreat. The enduring quality of this project is immediately clear, appearing as if it has always quietly been there. Well, congratulations once again to the team at Kennedy Nolan. The jury have also presented an award for new houses to Janjuk Studio by Eldridge Anderson Architects. This architectural response demonstrates an innate understanding of and profound respect for the site, while the refined structure touches the ground lightly, sitting delicately above the landscape as it falls gently back to the street. Congratulations to Eldridge Anderson Architects. And an award in this category is also presented to The Aunt Residence and Art Barn by Kroffy. The jury was thoroughly impressed with the sophisticated level of thinking, inventive and resourceful sustainability approach, attention to detail and creation of a highly resolved project, delivered remotely on a modest budget. Well, congratulations, Kroffy. And now to the highest honour in this category. The Harold de Brouw Anneer Award for Residential Architecture Houses New is awarded to Corner House by Archia. A humble 2-bedroom house discreetly nestled into its corner site, Corner House has emerged from a very strong conceptual framework which unashamedly challenges convention. Unconventional circulation is prompted by a continuous corridor on the outside of the plan, a series of progressive yet comfortable steps naturally drawing you further into the home, while an inherent commitment to sustainability is combined with a high level of crafted detail and resolution. The courtyard house typology has provided an important legacy in architecture. This small house further extends this legacy, significantly exceeding its modest budget and demonstrating the ambition and potential of residential architecture at the smallest scale. Congratulations, Archia. And I'm joined now by Chris Haddad and the Archia team. Well, congratulations, guys. How does it feel to receive this named award?
Yeah, speechless.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, the quality of work is phenomenal, and to be like recognised amongst that is, yeah, so special. So, yeah, thank you.
Well, look, the jury were clearly impressed. Humble, discreet and challenging convention, they said there in their citation. Can you give us a sense of what it was like to work on this extraordinary project?
I mean, yeah, we had incredible clients, obviously, Renee and Jan, like who are like super open to, yeah, challenging norms, and you know, they invested in a young practice, which is, you know, incredible, really. Like, we're so grateful for the opportunity, really, and yeah, just really really grateful. It's amazing.
And is there anyone that you'd like to thank or acknowledge?
Yeah, for sure. So I think the clients, as Chris has mentioned, Rennie and Jan, for having such trust and patience in us as young architects. Also, all of our collaborators, suppliers, consultants and contractors, particularly Openwork, who are our landscape architects, and PMV Built, who just did a fantastic job building the project.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And look, do you have a message for the clients? Oh, sorry. I beg your pardon. Go right ahead.
All good. All good.
Do you have a message for the clients if they're watching tonight? Because to be acknowledged with this award in this particular category is, of course, high praise indeed.
Yeah, I think just thanks for trusting us so much in the process and having so much patience with us. I think it was a long journey of love for everyone. So, yeah, thanks.
Wonderful. Well, look, guys, congratulations to you, to the clients, and of course to everyone who collaborated with you on this beautiful project. And I'll leave you now to have an absolutely fantastic night.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Cheers.
And now to the final of the main awards categories, public architecture. But do stay tuned, as coming up we have the Regional Prize, Melbourne Prize, the inaugural EmAGN Project Award, and of course the Victorian Architecture Medal. Well, the jury have shortlisted 10 projects in the category of public architecture. Let's take a look at the nominees. Centrepiece at Melbourne Park by NH Architecture. Collingwood Yards by Fieldwork. Ivanhoe Library and Cultural Hub by Croxon Ramsey. Kia Arena by NH Architecture with RWA Sports Architecture. Northern Hospital Inpatient Unit Tower Stage 2 by Lions. Point Lonsdale Surf Lifesaving Club by Jackson Clements Burrows Architects. Puffing Billy Lakeside Visitor Centre by Terroir. Rebuild La Mama by Meg White and Cotty Parker Architects. Shepparton Art Museum by Denton Corker Marshall. And Victorian Pride Centre by Brearley Architects and Urbanists and Grant Amon Architects. Of the 10 shortlisted projects in this category, we have 4 announcements ahead. The jury have awarded a commendation for public architecture to Puffing Billy Lakeside Visitor Centre by Terroir. Congratulations, Terroir. An award for public architecture is presented to Point Lonsdale Surf Lifesaving Club by Jackson Clements Burrows Architects. With its expressive form, consistent palette and thorough attention to detail, this project remains respectful of the site, character and the amenity of its surroundings. At once practical, warm, social and generous, it displays both the client and the project team's ambition to create a shared meeting place and asset for the club and the Point Lonsdale community. Congratulations to the team at JCB. And a Public Architecture Award is also awarded to Shepparton Art Museum by Denton Corker Marshall. This is an elegantly resolved example of public architecture enriching communities, particularly in regional locations. The competition-winning scheme turning a challenging floodway into an opportunity for conceptual clarity. The sculptural form creates a bold statement on an otherwise low-lying landscape, a beacon that signifies arrival to Shepparton and Shepparton's arrival to the national arts scene. Well done to the team at DCM. And now to the highest honour in this category, the William Wardell Award for Public Architecture, which goes to Victorian Pride Centre by Brearley Architects and Urbanists and Grant Amon Architects. The Victorian Pride Centre is a government-funded centre for the nation's LGBTIQ+ communities, a new public building and the first of its type in Australia. It is a place to honour and celebrate the past and to shape the future. The architect's concept echoes through the building, enlivening and providing drama throughout the internal spaces. This is most evident in the central ellipsoid-shaped, light-filled atrium, where the shell of this space is dramatically and unexpectedly sculptured. The jury applauds this project as a wonderful place of gathering and a thoughtful symbol of the ongoing struggle towards equality, diversity and inclusion. Congratulations, Brearley Architects and Urbanists and Grant Amon Architects. And I'm joined now by James, Grant and the team. Well, look, congratulations, guys. Can I start by asking, how does it feel to receive this award?
Very good. We're all wrapped. A long wait, but we got there. Yay.
I've got to say my heart nearly stopped just then with that long silence. I did notice that there was a little bit of, emotion when the announcement was made there. So clearly this is a very significant building, as we heard in the citation there, the first of its kind in Australia. Can you give us a very quick sense of what it was like to work on?
Firstly, it was won through open design competition. So that was pretty hard and fast, and it was a two-stage competition, which is really rare in Melbourne today. So we're really thankful that was the process, and we got lucky and won that, and it's been an absolute privilege to work on this, really important cultural project.
And can I ask you, what do you hope the longer-term legacy will be of this project? Oh, I beg your pardon.
I was just going to say that, the client was absolutely fantastic through the process. They had a lot of trust in us, and, I really wanted to start by giving a call out to Peter McEwen and Jude Munro for supporting us all the way through it. Yeah.
And is there anyone else that you'd like to acknowledge or thank?
What? I'll go on with the thank yous first. I really want to thank Jens Eberhardt, who's not with us at the moment, but he'll be at the party with us later. Thanks to the jurors of the original competition and for this award, jurors. That's really appreciated.
Yeah, and thanks to all the consultants and the builders, but also for a joint venture that we've got together and actually produced this project in the end for a very broad and varied and diversified client. So it's going to be good for the future of diversity in Melbourne.
And I'd like to thank Steve Whitford as well for his special appearance here on this project. Well, he's been a partner here for years, but he's had a lot to do with the whole design and the whole project.
Wonderful. Well, look, congratulations, guys. It sounds like you... Oh, I'm sorry, Al. We don't have the best connection, so I'm just having a little trouble hearing you, but please do go ahead.
Yeah, well, it's hugely important for the Pride communities. It's a place not only representative, obviously, through the architecture, but it's really a place that's going to emerge over time. In fact, the title of the project from the competition stage was Building the Unfinished. And most importantly, it's a place that sort of inspires and enables a lot of projects to be done, a lot of campaigns to be waged in the continuing fight for, inclusiveness and equality.
And the street.
And of course, yes, the beautiful Fitzroy Street. It's really contributing to the street and the suburb.
Indeed. Well, look, here, guys. Congratulations to you and to everyone who was involved, and I hope you have a wonderful evening at the after party. Well done once again.
Will do.
Thank you.
And we will be back. We'll be back with a final round of announcements after these messages from the Institute's corporate partners.
For more than 130 years, Bosch has designed products that spark enthusiasm, improve quality of life, and help conserve natural resources. We have built our reputation on design, quality, reliability, trust, and sustainability. In short, we want to create technology that is invented for life. With more than 200 international design awards attained over the past 5 years, Bosch is the clear leader in home appliances. Outstanding design requires both great form and function. For home appliances, invented for life means giving people peace of mind for their daily life at home.
Established in 1974, Alspec is the market leader in the design and distribution of innovative aluminium systems across Australia. Aluminium is strong, lightweight, and 100% recyclable. Alspec is committed to sustainability and building Australia's future.
And welcome back to the final 4 announcements: the Regional Prize, the Melbourne Prize, the EmAGN Project Prize and the Victorian Architecture Medal. We'll begin with the Regional Prize, which recognises projects that have made a significant contribution to regional Victoria. There are 8 exceptional projects in the running. Let's take a look. Ballarat Gov Hub by John Wardle Architects. Bendigo TAFE City Campus Revitalisation by Architectus with 6 Degrees Architects. Delacombe Stadium by Koslov Architecture. Grampians Peaks Trail Stage 2 by Knox and Giffen Architects with McGregor Coxall. Nightingale Ballarat by Breathe. Point Lonsdale Surf Lifesaving Club by Jackson Clements Burrows Architects. Puffing Billy Lakeside Visitor Centre by Terroir. And Shepparton Art Museum by Denton Corker Marshall. And so, without any further ado, the 2022 Regional Prize is awarded to Grampians Peaks Trail Stage 2 by Knox and Giffen Architects with McGregor Coxall. This project demonstrates a resolution that is inextricably drawn from its context and the rich possibilities of contributing to a greater understanding of what our regions are. Following an 18-year period of consultation and site selection with traditional owner groups, the 11 campsites are deeply rooted in the spirit of their place. The structures are a collection of modest yet exceptionally well-crafted pavilions, camping platforms and self-contained amenity structures, providing a future catalyst to the sensitive exploration of the region. Congratulations, Knox and Giffen Architects with McGregor Coxall. Joined now by Andrew, Jenna and the team. Well guys, congratulations. How does it feel to receive the Regional Prize?
It's wonderful. It's a great surprise. It's just, a lovely honour and we're really, really proud of the project, and thank you to the Institute, the jury for recognising this project, and it was a really very special experience for us all, and we're just really honoured. Thank you.
Now, we got a sense there in the jury citation that this project has been a very long time in the making. Can you give us a sense of the process that underpinned this extraordinary result?
Actually, the traditional owners, the Jadwar-Rajali and the Jadwarong peoples of Garryword and Parks Victoria many years ago chose the site and the trail and the actual sort of campsites along the trail. And that was back in 2005 or thereabouts. So it's been a long gestation. And the actual project delivery for our sites has been the last sort of 3.5 years. Our collaboration with McGregor Coxall, so it's been a long journey. But it's been a very special experience.
And look, is there anyone in particular that you'd like to acknowledge or thank?
Certainly. Firstly, the traditional owners, the Jadwar-Rajali and Jadwarong peoples of Garryword, and Parks Victoria, our client. They chose these incredible sites in the trail. My Knox and Giffen team who are here, and of course McGregor Coxall team as well. It was a lovely collaboration, and it was just a really special experience. So we're really grateful to have been involved.
Wonderful. Well, look, guys, thank you so much for joining us this evening, and congratulations once again. And I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you.
And now to the Melbourne Prize, supported by the University of Melbourne. And I'd like to hand back to Professor Julie Willis to introduce these nominees.
Hi everyone, it's my pleasure to be with you tonight in support of the Victorian Architecture Awards and the Melbourne Prize, awarded to projects that have made a significant contribution to the civic life of our city. Here are the 6 projects considered by the jury for the Melbourne Prize.
Collingwood Yards by Fieldwork. Kia Arena by NH Architecture with RWA Sports Architecture. Queen and Collins by KTA and BVN. Rebuild La Mama by Meg White and Cotty Parker Architects. Victorian Pride Centre by Brearley Architects and Urbanists and Grant EmAGN Architects. And Wesley Place, 130 Lonsdale by Lovell Chen with Cox Architecture. Well, 6 great projects in the running for this prize, and thank you again, Julie, for that message. And now to the announcement. The 2022 Melbourne Prize is awarded to Queen and Collins by KTA and BVN. Congratulations once again, guys. Recognised by the juries in several categories this evening, this exceptional and generous project offers the city and the commercial world a unique model that blurs the lines between public and private, connecting us in new ways at a time when connection could not be more needed. Spaces are interwoven in a distinctly urban way, creating open-air space and revealing hidden moments like the Heritage Cathedral Room and Safe Deposit Building, otherwise lost within deep commercial footprints. KTA and BVN have skillfully opened up and unlocked a series of spaces, gifting them back to the city, inviting a sense of discovery and an element of surprise not often encountered in this typology. Congratulations, KTA and BVN. And it's back to the team at KTA. I'm joined by Kirsten Thompson once again. Look, congratulations, guys. You've received awards for commercial, interior and urban design for this project tonight. Can I ask you, how does it now feel to receive the Melbourne Prize?
I think actually it's the finest combination of all of those other categories, and we're really delighted that it's both commercial, urban and heritage and interior that is all synthesised, which is what makes our cities, especially right now where we need spaces for collecting and socialising. We're doing that right now in that space. So, yes, Michael, some amazing people. Nat, our team from GPT, marvellous client who believed in a different kind of vision from the beginning. And our incredible team, Claire, Michael, Grant, Everybody. So, yes.
Mario Lloyd is not here.
Yeah.
The BVN collaborators, yeah.
Yes.
The massive team, lots of dedication, lots of effort.
Wonderful. Now, look, the jury citations throughout the night have had a couple of themes that have emerged, you know, connection and this idea of making the private public. I was wondering if you'd like to just pick up on some of those themes and give us your thoughts on that.
I think this is a good example of how something that is technically commercial, it's a private bit of land, but it can also be about the city. And it wasn't before, it was quite a closed lobby. So a big imperative here was to open it up back to the city, to make it a place to shortcut through, reconnect it back in, and that's what we think will bring life to it, a sense of urbanity, and also fits really well with the retail imperatives too of GPT and a new way of working too, new workplace. So. Yeah. I don't know if you want to add to that at all, but yeah.
I think the vision of GPT, bringing this place that was the Melbourne fortress of, you know, a banking fortress back to the city. It had never been open to the public before, and that's been really exciting for us.
And I'm just going to say one little thing about heritage. This has got some of the finest heritage buildings in the city, and honestly, sometimes a little bit of change is needed to unlock and give a site back to the city, and I think we need to really work hard to make sure that heritage is a living thing, can take a bit of change to then open up new possibilities. So, thank you.
Well, thank you once again for joining us, guys. Congratulations to the team and everyone involved, and look, have a fantastic night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, the next announcement is a new initiative of the Emerging Architects and Graduate Network, known as EmAGN. The EmAGN Project Award is a celebration of a project that has come about through the contributions of early career architects in areas such as leadership, collaboration, application of expertise and quality of architecture. The jury considered 15 projects for this award, and they have awarded the inaugural EmAGN Project Award to Object 7 by Prior Barraclough. Congratulations. Object 7 is a coherent and resolved intervention into a Fitzroy streetscape, much valued for its eclecticism, fine grain and heritage fabric. And as an emerging practice, Prior Barraclough impressed the jury with their generous approach to collaboration and team mentorship. Valuable experience was gained by directors Dennis Pryor and Michael Barraclough, and graduate team members Melissa Spencer and Ryan Bate, both now registered architects, navigating the delivery of a more complex multi-residential typology through design and construct procurement. Object 7 achieves impressive architectural quality and detail within tight commercial parameters, and provides an inventive model for densification within our inner suburbs. Congratulations, Prior Barraclough. And I'm absolutely delighted to be joined now by Dennis Pryor and Michael Barraclough. Guys, thanks so much for joining me. How does it feel?
Fantastic.
Yeah,
great. Very honoured.
Yeah,
and
great
surprised.
Honour. Yeah, big surprise. Thank you.
Yes, well, look, it was a very extensive field of nominees, so well done on receiving this inaugural award. Can you give us a bit of context to this project? What were you most hoping to achieve here?
Well, it was a really complex project in many ways, being a multi-residential project in a tight sort of inner urban site. Typical of these projects, we were negotiating a number of complex constraints, budget, difficult site conditions, a pursuit of density. So there were a whole series of really difficult parameters that we had to work through in the design process. And I think our ambition, as with all of our projects, was to try and maintain a sense of architectural coherence within the negotiation of those complex constraints.
Well, the jury were clearly impressed. Is there anyone that you'd like to acknowledge or thank who was involved?
Maybe first up, probably should give a special thanks to the developer, who's a very old friend of ours, for trusting us with a multi-res project when we were young and relatively inexperienced. And also, obviously, our team, in particular, Ryan Baton and Melissa Spencer. And Melissa was the project architect on this and did a fantastic job. And then the builder and consultants and the rest of the team involved in the project.
And I think a big thank you to the Institute as well for the initiative of this award. I think it's terrific to be recognising emerging practices such as ours. So we're really honoured and really appreciative.
Wonderful. And are you guys headed to the party tonight?
We are indeed.
Yes. Looking forward to it.
Yep, should be fun.
Good. Well, look, I know time's running out, so you've probably got enough time to get there. I'd better let you go, and look, have a fantastic night.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. See you.
And now to the final award of the evening, and the highest honour that can be bestowed at the Victorian Architecture Awards, the Victorian Architecture Medal. The medal is supported by the Office of the Victorian Government Architect, and it's my great pleasure to hand over to Jill Garner to say a few words and also to announce this year's winner.
Hi everyone. My team at the OVGA is committed to supporting exemplary design, and this award never fails to showcase what we as architects can do. It's my very great pleasure to announce that the 2022 Victorian Architecture Medal goes to the Grampian Peaks Trail, Stage 2, by Knox and Giffen Architects and McGregor Coxall.
In a list of outstanding contributions to architecture in Victoria, the Grampians Peaks Trail Stage 2 is recognised for the highest levels of design accomplishment. It demonstrates a resolution that is inextricably drawn from its context and the rich possibilities of contributing to a greater understanding of who we are and the land we live in. Modest but powerful, the project demonstrates how architecture can be strong and meaningful without having to be loud or over-present. It is indeed a complete result of its context, developing our collective understanding of country. Congratulations once again to Knox and Giffen Architects with McGregor Coxall. And we've just been trying to get the team back on the line for a second live cross, just to hear their thoughts on receiving the medal. Unfortunately, we can't quite get them, but look, congratulations once again on this extraordinary project. And now, let's move on. And that brings the announcements to a close. Time for the members who have tickets to the party to head on over, if you're not already on your way. Congratulations once again to the winning practices this evening, and indeed all of the entrants. And of course to all of the clients who've commissioned the work that we've seen this evening. Now, just a reminder that the 2022 awards edition of Architect Victoria, showcasing all of the awards entrants, will be made available in the coming weeks. This will be sent to all subscribers, and you can also buy a copy from the Victorian chapter or digitally on the website. I'd like to take this opportunity to once again thank the corporate partners and sponsors for their ongoing support of the Institute and also the awards program. It's great to have you in the show, and thank you so much for all your messages tonight. And I'd also like to give a shout out to award-winning Australian furniture designer, Tom Skian, who has very kindly supplied the furniture for our set. I have to say, it's nice to be out from behind a desk this year. And just a reminder that we're streaming Architecture Awards every week over the next several weeks. I hope you can join me and the Queensland members for the Queensland Architecture Awards next Friday night. In the meantime, to the Victorian members, have a great time tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure to be your host. To everyone, wherever you may be, have a great evening.
You've been watching the 2022 Victorian Architecture Awards, proudly supported by BlueScope and Taubmans, Alspec, Dulux and Brickworks, Bondor Metechno, Lysart, Fielders and Bosch, Plan Cover and Architecture Media, as well as the Victorian chapter partners, Bait Smart, Mackay Timber, Partridge, Littlehampton Bricks and Pavers, University of Melbourne, Heritage Council of Victoria, City of Melbourne, Office of the Victorian Government Architect, and Crefeld.